You know, in talking about frat parties, I had to bring the red cup out. Now, some of you guys might know I went to Penn State. Along with going to Penn State, I attended a lot of frat parties. I don't know about other college campuses, but we had this thing called Frat Row. Frat Row is where all the fraternity houses were. You know, that's where you went to all the frat parties and stuff. And I was always on Frat Row. You know, I had a great time at frat parties. Gratefully and thank God, you know, I haven't had any terrible experiences like some of the things I've heard, or things I've heard about other college campuses and things that, you know, happen to women sometimes, or even guys at frat parties. In this video, I'm going to be giving you tips on things you should not do at a frat party because, you know, although, yes, I've had a good experience and nothing terrible, absolutely terrible has happened to me, you know, there were some things that did happen with me and I wish I would have known better before I went to a frat party. My first tip and something you should not do at a frat party is put your stuff down. Now, when I say this, I mean like when you initially go in and you know you have a nice outfit on and you want to show it, but you don't want to hold your coat. Do not put your coat down in there away from where you are. I didn't know this, and maybe it was, you know, dumb of me or whatever, but people steal. I didn't know people will steal the coat right off your back. You know, I went to one party one time. I think it was the first time I went to a frat party, and I put my coat down. Inside my coat was my car keys, the house keys to my house off campus, my ID, my pack of gum. I had a bunch of stuff in my pocket that meant something. And, you know, I left the coat there, had a great, awesome time, and my coat was gone by the end of the night. My coat was gone, so that means my car keys were gone, my house keys were gone. Oh yeah, my school ID was in there too, my state ID for where I lived in New Jersey. All my stuff was gone, and there was nowhere to be found. I'll probably do a story time on that, but my first tip to you guys with frat parties, what not to do, do not put your coat down or any personal belonging of yours. Don't do it. I don't care what everyone else is doing. If you see a pile of coats, oh, it's all good. No, because if it's cold outside, these girls that like to walk around outside naked and they don't want to have a cold walk home, they will for sure steal your coat. My second tip for what you should not do at a frat party is to not go to the bathrooms alone. I only say don't go to the bathrooms alone, especially if you've been drinking. Bring a girlfriend with you or whoever you came with you, because, you know, some of the frat parties I went to on campus, some of the bathrooms were unisex. Like, there were men and women in there using the bathroom. You know, you really don't want to go into the bathroom by yourself one day and some drunk stumbles in and starts acting stupid or just doing too much. So I always say wherever you choose to go in the house, bring your girlfriend with you. Do not separate. My third tip on what you should not do at a frat party, and this is just me personally, if you're open to trying new things and seeing what happens, like, great, kudos to you. But if you're like me and you're a little cautious and you don't drink everything or do everything, keep in mind you're at a frat house. Different things go on in frat houses. People drink all kind of things. They take all kind of drugs sometimes. So if you're anything like me, my third tip to you of what not to do at a frat house is to not drink their stuff. You know, a lot of times at frat parties, they have all this alcohol and stuff, and, you know, you just see a punch of whatever. You don't even really know what's in there. So unless you know those people and you kind of know how they get down in there, I personally would not drink their stuff if you don't know them. People put all kind of things in alcohol like they do. And you're in a frat house. Not to stereotype, because, you know, it could very well just be a fruit punch or be like a jungle juice or something. Great. But like I said before, people get into different things. So to me, if you don't know them and it's your first time going, I would just BYOB. Bring your own bottle or bring whatever it is that you drink. You know, I don't care if you drink Pepsi. Bring your own stuff. My fourth tip for you guys of what not to do at a frat party, stay where a lot of people are. Don't go off with people that you don't know, that I don't care if the house belongs to them or they quote unquote live there. Stay where there's a crowd of people. Unfortunately, sometimes things happen in frat parties, and we all know what I'm talking about, you know, with girls sometimes, or sometimes even guys. I think it's important for safety to stay where the crowd is. Stay where the party is. There's no reason to go upstairs and quiet. There's no reason for that. Unless the people are your friends and you know them. Because, you know, you'll have guys that'll come over, oh, we have extra alcohol upstairs. Oh, do you want to come? No, I don't want to come. I don't feel safe. My 5th tip of what not to do at a frat party, and ladies, this one is for you. Do not let your girlfriend go off with some guy she does not know. I say this because some women kind of don't, and I've seen it in college. A lot of women will not watch their friends. I've seen this a lot in college. Like, you know, the friend is drunk and the girlfriends are not watching her and something bad happens. Do not let your friend wander off drunk or high or whatever it is that she is. Watch her. I don't care how much she fight. You know, you will have friends that like to fight you when they're drunk or fight you when they're high. At least I'd like to know in my conscience that I tried to help her and I tried to tell her to stay away and come back this way. You know, because you don't want to be fighting someone. You don't, because some people are angry drunks and angry high people, and those are people I don't like to be around or party with. But do not let your friend go off with some guy. That is how bad things happen. It's not okay. It's not all good. My 6th and final tip for you guys of what not to do at a frat house. You know, if you go in there and there's an uncomfortable feeling in there, I think you should leave. So my 6th tip in what not to do is to not stay anywhere that you're uncomfortable being in. You know, people get alcohol and whatever drugs they're on, they get all that and they get really beside themselves. And unless you want campus police dragging you off the premises, I suggest that if you go in a frat house and you're uncomfortable there, or you feel like there's some weird feeling in there, I highly suggest you leave as soon as possible. We know all the wild things that go on in frat houses sometimes, you know, and I used to be in the frat houses, especially being an African-American woman. You know, I went to a predominantly Caucasian institution. They're not always comfortable with us around. No, I'm not saying run, because you're here and you're a student just like the rest of them. But if it gets to be uncomfortable, you know, people get alcohol, like I said before, and they get beside themselves and they forget where they are and who they're dealing with. If it gets to the point where it's disrespectful, or even as a woman, it's disrespectful, don't stay there. Get out while you can. So those are my 6 tips in what not to do at a frat party. Frat parties can be a whole lot of fun, but you know, there's another side to frat parties sometimes, and sometimes it can be a little dangerous. I'm not going to hold you. It could be very dangerous at times, and you have to watch yourself and the people around you. So those are my tips on what not to do at a frat party. I'll probably do a story time on what happened to me at a frat party when I was there, like the huge mistake I made, but that's going to come soon. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to my channel.